In the year 1524, I, Signature, was meditating beneath a towering western red cedar, its ancient roots entwined deep within Turtle Island. As I drifted further into stillness, the wind, once gentle, became ecstatic, dancing wildly through the trees. The sun, ever steady, suddenly burned brighter, illuminating the world with an almost unnatural intensity. Then, from within the great tree, a whisper emerged, a voice older than time itself.
Signature, allow me to show you something.
I nodded. Show me what you will.
Good. Follow me.
The landscape around me fractured and blurred, bending as we moved through time itself. I watched as Turtle Island transformed, its forests giving way to sprawling cities, its rivers crossed by bridges of steel. Men from distant lands arrived and called it home, yet the soul of the land remained the same. Then, suddenly, the Great Spirit stopped. I could feel it deep within my being. The land had not changed, yet everything else had. Before me stood a gathering of people, their eyes locked on a young man who spoke with fire in his voice, his presence commanding the moment. The air buzzed with a palpable tension, as if the weight of history itself rested on his shoulders. Captivated, I listened intently as the youth spoke.
Black and white. What a peculiar thing for an advanced species to lend credence to. It is astonishing that entire societies have been built upon such elementary ideas. Even though humans are 99.9% genetically identical, we still find ways to divide, ostracize, and destroy one another. I think of the untouchables of South Asia, the Burakumin of Japan, and all the forgotten ones cast aside because they were born on the wrong side of an invisible line. A species that can place eyes in the heavens yet still be blind. How can we still be so blind?
The young man's eyes burned with conviction as he continued, his voice rising.
Ephesians 6:12 states, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." This must be the reason. Humanity has been manipulated by forces unseen, dark principalities that feed off our divisions, that thrive when we tear each other apart. Or perhaps, it is what Advaita Vedanta teaches. That avidya, the ignorance of our true self, blinds us. That we become lost in Maya, the illusion of separation, believing ourselves to be fragments rather than the whole. And from this ignorance, we birth diseases, classism, racism, sexism, ageism, all the isms that infect the human condition.
A hush fell over the crowd. The young man exhaled, his voice softening.
I am dumbfounded. How a species can be so intelligent, yet act so ignorant. Who will cure these diseases? For even the most religious among us still carry these afflictions within their hearts.
Then his gaze lifted, as if he could see something beyond the faces before him. A distant knowing flickered in his eyes.
Perhaps it is survival of the fittest, a dog-eat-dog world after all. For as I stand before you, alive and well, a group of men will kill me. not because I have harmed them, but because the hatred in their hearts will not allow them to see me as a brother. Instead, I have been reduced to just another ism.
Hearing the young man speak, I felt a sharp, familiar ache in my chest. Tears formed unbidden, clouding my vision. Even after all this time, the same darkness lingers. The same sickness thrives. The same unseen forces pull the strings of man's heart. The great tree's spirit watched me silently. She did not need to speak. I already knew. I had been sent this vision for a reason. The weight of it settled over me, but unlike before, I did not feel despair. I felt purpose. As my awareness returned to my body, I opened my eyes. The wind had stilled, the light had softened, but within me, something had ignited. I rose from meditation, whispering aloud to the trees, to the spirit, to the great unseen. I know what must be done.